Good morning, everyone. I am your host, Olivia Cohen, coming in live from the Dörfner Judaica Museum here at the Hebrew Home. And this is Good Morning Hebrew Home. Today is Friday, October 9th, and the time is 10:32 a.m. We're a little late. Let's take a look at the weather in our neck of the woods for today. Today will be mainly sunny. Temperatures will be high 68 degrees, winds light and variable. In case anyone was wondering, that's what the winds will be. Saturday will be mostly sunny skies. Temperatures will be high 78 degrees. And then Sunday, partly cloudy in the morning, increasing clouds with periods of showers later in the day. Temperatures will be high around 70 degrees. So we have a great show planned for you today. We have a special ending for you after our positive news story. So stay tuned and let's move into this day in history. Today, October 9th, 1919, taking it back. The Reds beat White Sox 5-3 in the 16th World Series. This series is known as the Black Sox Scandal, as 8 White Sox throw the series. So very scandalous in 1919, and like very few World Series had happened at that time. I still know what none of that means, everybody, but I thought I would share with our sports enthusiasts. In 1926 on this day, NBC, which stands for the National Broadcasting Corporation, forms. In 1928, the New York Yankees sweep the Cards in the 25th World Series, become the first to sweep consecutive World Series. Babe Ruth hits 3 home runs in this game. Also, today is the day I learned that HR stands for home runs, not human resources. Again, that's what happened today in history. 1986, Phantom of the Opera, one of my favorite musicals, premieres in London. It was written by Andrew Lloyd Webber and starring Michael Crawford and Sarah Brightman. Andrew Lloyd Webber also wrote Cats, what we were talking about the other day, and I heard Wendy say that she was not a fan of Cats, and I was very hurt by that. I loved Cats. I saw it when I was 5. Also today, very important things are happening, everybody. World Octopus Day. They say the octopus is worthy of appreciation for a number of reasons. First of all, they are one of the Earth's great survivors. Indeed, despite their relatively short lifespan, the octopus fossils date back more than 300 million years, meaning that they predate even dinosaurs. They are also highly intelligent, with around 500 million neurons located in their brains and arms, allowing them to bypass their instincts, learn lessons, and solve problems. So today is World Octopus Day, and that is why, because they're super smart and they're really cool, apparently. So other things happening today, it's also Pierogi Day. I don't know if any of you guys like pierogies. I love pierogies, and today is a day to eat some pierogies. It's also Sight Day, so a day to celebrate sight and seeing. So we have such beautiful things to look at outside, so if you have a chance to go outside today, if you have a nature walk or anything outside, take a look at all the birds that we have on our, I'm losing my mic, all the birds that we have on our campus here, The beautiful trees on the Palisade are turning that beautiful autumn color. So we'll get an opportunity to watch all of those things happen here right in our own backyard. And it's also World Post Day for World Post Office Day. So that's what's happening today. Famous birthday for today, John Lennon, who was born 1940 in Liverpool, England. As you all know, he died in 1980. That's why there's the memorial in Central Park, Strawberry Fields. He was a founding member of the Beatles. He was a singer, songwriter, activist, and artist and peace activist who had success as a member of the Beatles and also had success as a solo artist with his hits, including Give Peace a Chance and Imagine. He was married twice, first to Cynthia Lennon and then, very famously, then to Yoko Ono. And he died outside his building in 1980 in New York. And he had a big impact on music and the world. So our resident birthdays for today, nothing for today, but one birthday actually for this whole weekend. Kurt H. on Saturday, 10/10, happy birthday. And then for our staff birthdays, we got a few. Staff birthdays for today, we have Kenrika from Food Service, Brenda from Certified Home Health Agency, Esther from the Assisted Living Program, and Sharon from Nursing. Also Hinda from the Certified Home Health Agency, and Denise from IT and Telecommunications. I feel like I've sent Denise emails. Happy birthday. Those are all our birthdays for today. Moving on, no birthdays, no staff birthdays for Saturday, but we do have staff birthdays for Sunday. We have Cecile from Clinical Documentation and Reimbursement, Peter from Riverwalk Food Service, Richard from Finance, and Rohini from Nursing. So happy birthday to all and everyone for today and our whole weekend. I'm going to get to our menus for this today and this weekend, guys. So here's what you have to look forward to for today for lunch. We have a vegetable pizza, Israeli salad, and mini vanilla cookies. For dinner, we have vegetable noodle soup, apricot glazed chicken with seasoned potato wedges, challah, and wine, and for dessert, a marble pound cake. So that sounds super good for today, something to look forward to for our meals. Tomorrow's meals. Entree will be beef stew, rice pilaf, challah and wine, and dessert will be a peach mango applesauce. Then dinner we have vegetable and quinoa soup, a Waldorf tuna salad platter, homemade potato salad, challah and wine, and for dessert, apple pie. And what a great time to have apple pie. Pie is such a fall thing that I love. So if anybody wants to make me a pie, that would be great. Lunch for Sunday, meatballs and marinara sauce with spaghetti, and also broccoli florets, and challah and wine. A lot of challah and wine. And dessert will be a brownie. Dinner will be black bean soup. Entree will be a garden vegetable quiche with sliced carrots, challah bread, and for dessert, a fig cookie. So those are all of our meals for today. Super exciting weekend. Looks like we'll have some good weather tomorrow. We got some good meals happening. And so now we're going to move over to our positive news story. So as you guys know, I think we've mentioned this a few times on the show and definitely talking about it yesterday with Caroline and a brief little moment with Pepe. It is Hispanic Heritage Month. And we're going to be showing staff videos on our show from all the Latin American countries and Hispanic countries around the world. So today's positive news story that I brought in, as I've shared before, I am half Ecuadorian. My mother's from Ecuador, and we did an armchair travel there. So I thought I'd bring a story from Ecuador. And we also talked about this a little bit, a turtle from the Galapagos. So I brought a story from the Galapagos. I have yet to travel there, but one day I will, and that will be an armchair travel for us. So I want to take a glance over at the board to see, just so you guys can see kind of what the islands look like. So these are the Galapagos Islands. They're off the coast of Ecuador. Really, really cool. They're all just made from really just like the volcanoes erupting and creating all these little islands. And then at some point, very famous explorer that we all know of, Darwin, went and, I can only think of his name as Darwin, went and explored all the different islands and noticed that each island had the same kind of animal, but they kind of adapted to their surroundings. So they have a lot of finches, and each island had almost like a similar finch, but kind of different. So it led to how we can see how animals adapt to different areas, and also talked about that whole theory of evolution. Wow, that was a word that was hard, could not come to my brain. So that was the Galapagos. I kept looking at Catherine for help. That was a look at the Galapagos Islands. I've never been there, but they you have to take a boat over there, and then you can go, there's different islands to go to and explore. And really the big thing about it is seeing these animals that you've like really never seen before, like the really huge turtles. They have like blue-footed boobies, which is like a bird that has like a blue feet. Lot of reptiles and different animals. So very, very cool. But during this time in Corona, with not being able to have a lot of tourism there, the Galapagos Islands had to think of different things. So this story is about that. That was a long intro, everybody. I'm long-winded when I talk. So the Galapagos tourist guides are being trained to catalog the island's famous biodiversity. The COVID-19 pandemic has left many ecotourism workers unemployed, and the Barcoding Galapagos scheme will see them survey wildlife plants using genetic fingerprinting. The project, run by the University of Exeter in the UK, the Galapagos Science Center, and the University of San Francisco de Quito, Ecuador, has received funding from UK Research and Innovation. So a lot of people are involved in this, a lot of organizations. Also through the Global Challenges Research Fund and Newton Fund. It is one of 20 projects funded by the UKRI in a quest to develop solutions that will mitigate the short and long-term social, economic, and health consequences of the pandemic. So, what this means: Barcoding Galapagos will employ a manager and 80 guides in a range of part-time and full-time positions for 9 months each. They say, our vision is to train and employ naturalist guides to catalog the biodiversity of Galapagos from microbe to mammal using 21st century molecular approaches. This was one of the doctors of the Center of Ecology and Conservation said. So these guides are central to economic recovery for a population almost entirely reliant on ecotourism, and they will receive immediate capacity building training and employment in sampling, curation, and the latest genetic techniques. Our proposal, therefore, is a win-win because it will also fill important gaps in our biological knowledge of the islands. Said another professor involved in this. They also said this is the first barcode project in the Galapagos of this magnitude. All the data will be generated entirely by local people and processed within the islands. They go on to say, I do not think there is anything like this project in the world. Another professor said that, professor who is at the Galapagos Science Center. They also said this is an incredible opportunity for, one person said, for me as a local scientist to share knowledge about the genetic tools and its potential to contribute to the conservation of the Galapagos biodiversity. Both the social and scientific implications of this project are extremely valuable for the islands and its community. Researchers are training tourism guides to catalog all of the wildlife, basically, is what's happening. So it'll be written down in a place. Without revenue from tourism, conservation efforts in the Galapagos could be under threat. And by providing an alternative source of income to the naturalist guides, this project can lessen the negative impacts of illegal harvesting and strengthen the park protection in short to medium term. This in turn can ensure the fine balance between biodiversity and well-being of local inhabitants is maintained in the long term. So basically what that means is they're looking for a way to pinpoint from the smallest little creatures on the island all the way to the biggest little creatures. So they have kind of like our library has a catalog of books. The Galapagos will have a catalog of all the animals, creatures, plants, things that are living on there. And there's just so many. And it's such a very cool environment filled with so much information. And the other thing that I was reading on another story was that they're using a lot of people who are local to Ecuador. So it's people who are Ecuadorian, who live and also work there, are being used as part of this project. So just another story or example of how people are coming up with different ways, especially using technology, to adapt. Just as the animals adapt to all the different islands, we are figuring out ways to adapt to this COVID time. So as always, you can feel free to give us a call. We haven't had any viewer mail in a really long time, and we love hearing from you all, and we miss you. So please give us a call. You could just pick up any phone here in the Hebrew Home and dial 2813 and leave us a message, and I will pop that into our mailbox and we will read it here live on the show. You can tell us any good news you've heard and would like us to share on the show, again, just by dialing 2813. And if you're watching on YouTube, please feel free to leave us a comment, hit that like button or hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. Before we end off today, we have a beautiful video from our staff celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month, so stay tuned for that. Some programming notes. Remember to tune in to Channel 8 later today. We have Catholic Services with Deacon George coming up soon at 11:15. Your Hit Parade with Larry Applewhite at 1:30. And Shabbat Shalom at 3 o'clock. Don't forget you can catch this. Oh, another programming note, everybody. So today at 3 o'clock, actually, is Yitzker at 3 o'clock on Channel 8, right here on Channel 8. And then there's a Simchat Torah Parade live on Sunday, October 11th at 12:30. Again, that's Simchat Torah Parade live, Sunday, October 11th, 12:30 to 1:45 p.m. Rabbi Noah is coming to the neighborhoods for his parade. Thanks, Kat. We're live, guys. We get information live. Don't forget you can catch this episode of Good Morning Hebrew Home on Channel 88 at 6:30, and you can always catch all of our episodes on multiple YouTubes. Once again, we're going to show you a very cool video that Allison put together, and all of our staff came together to contribute to this beautiful video. So we'll be showing more clips of that too during the week. But once again, this has been Olivia Cohen with Good Morning Hebrew Home. We will see you guys Monday, same time, same place, same channel. Cohen out.
Hello, my name is Orly Breton. I work in administration. I'm from the Dominican Republic, and I just wanted to say Happy Hispanic Heritage Month.
Hi guys, I'm Alexandria Pagan. I'm an administrative assistant in the nursing department, and my heritage, my Spanish heritage is I'm half Ecuadorian and half Puerto Rican. And if I could say something about what I love about my heritage, it has to be the food. Specifically in Ecuador, we have something called ceviche. It's this dish. It's normally served inside of a nice cup, and it has a lot of shrimp and a lot of onions and a lot of items inside that food. So that's pretty much what I love. What about you?
Hi, my name is Aiden Rodriguez. I'm the Nursing Operations Manager at the Nursing Department. I'm from Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic. My favorite foods are plátanos and arroz con gandules. The best part of being mixed is that I can adapt to any situation.
Hola, me llamo Josephine Catalano. Soy director de los voluntarios. Felicidades a todos los empleados y los residentes que van celebrando este mes.
Yes, my name is Harry Rivera. I come from Puerto Rico. I work for the Hebrew Home for the Age for 30 years. I defer course in the kitchen in the afternoon. Thank you.
Me llamo Javier. soy de Santo Domingo y trabajo aquí en el Hebrew Home. Soy una terapista y trabajo con muchos dominicanos. Eso sabe que estamos todos juntos aquí. Me encanta ir a Santo Domingo, como mucho allá y disfruto mucho con la playa.
Hi, my name is Luz Libeskind, and I am the Chief Financial Officer for the Hebrew Home and River Spring Health. I was born in the Dominican Republic, and I came to the United States when I was 16 years old after graduating from high school in the Dominican Republic. I went to college in the United States in New York. The thing I'm the most proud of from my heritage, besides the food, obviously, and the dancing, is the emphasis of my family in terms of being close and the way that Dominican folks celebrate the elderly. And specifically, whenever there's a family reunion or a family affair, the elderly are celebrated, they're the center of attention, and I think that's why I feel at home when I'm at the Hebrew Home, because of the way that my family celebrated the elderly.
My heart is where the Hebrew home is. For where the heart is, that's where you find the Hebrew home.